Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine you want to quickly grasp the essence of a company's financial health and its big picture strategy without drowning in reports. That's exactly what you're doing today. We're taking a deep dive into Protean eGov Technologies LTB. They're right at the forefront of India's digital public infrastructure, and they've just announced their results for the first quarter ending June 30, 2025. Our mission really is to pull out the key insights, maybe some surprising facts from their press releases, their board meeting outcomes, basically give you a shortcut to being truly well informed.
Exactly. And what's particularly compelling here, I think, is how these financial figures actually connect to India's much larger digital transformation story. We're going to explore what these numbers, truly signify for Protean's future trajectory and, importantly, their impact on everyday citizens.
Absolutely. So let's start with the foundation, the financials. Protean eGov reported consolidated revenue from operations for Q1 FY26 at INR 211 crore.
About 25 million US dollars, give or take.
Right. And that's a solid 7% increase year over year compared to INR 197 crore in Q1 FY25.
Yeah, and what's truly insightful, I think, in this rapidly evolving digital space is that Protean isn't just expanding the top line. They're showing really impressive bottom line leverage.
Yeah.
Look at EBITDA earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
Okay.
It jumped a significant 31% year over year, 31%, to INR 45 crore.
Wow.
That gives them an 18.8% margin, which is pretty impressive.
And profit after tax, PAT.
Also up 13% year over year to INR 24 crore. That's a healthy 10.0% PT margin. It really shows their business model can deliver significant returns, even at this massive scale.
And their balance sheet, I heard it's strong.
Oh, incredibly robust. They're sitting on more than INR 800 crore.
Over 95 million US dollars.
Exactly. In cash equivalents and marketable securities. And get this, zero debt as of June 30, 2025.
Zero debt. That's rare. It seems like a really powerful position. What's the biggest strategic advantage that gives them, especially now?
That's a fantastic point. It provides just immense flexibility. Zero debt combined with that much cash means they can pursue future investments, they can navigate potential economic shifts, seize opportunities, all without external financial pressures hanging over them. It lets them be agile, strategic, in a way few companies really can.
Makes sense. That strong balance sheet gives them the flexibility to invest, and we're sort of seeing that play out in their segment performance. Should we shift gears and look at the business lines, starting with maybe their foundational strengths?
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, CRA services. Central Record Keeping Agency Services. This manages critical government pension schemes like NPS, the National Pension System, and APY, the Atal Pension Yojana, plus UPS.
Right.
This segment showed strong growth, up 16% year over year, bringing in INR 76 crore.
Yeah, and beyond just that impressive growth number, the really profound insight here is how systemically important Protean has become. They're like the backbone for India's financial inclusion efforts. Well, they onboarded 32.4 lakh new subscribers. That's over 3.2 million users in just one quarter,
3.2 million.
capturing a massive 98% market share in new additions. And overall, they hold a 97% dominant market share across NPS, APY, and UPS combined.
97%.
This isn't just market dominance. It means they're not merely a vendor anymore. They are a foundational pillar for national social security schemes. It makes their position almost unassailable, frankly, and critical for the government's long-term digital vision.
And it's not just processing numbers, right? They're actively shaping policy, too. Protean signed a statement of intent with Niti Aayog, that's the government's policy think tank,
Yes.
to advance the Atal Pension Yojana implementation across 64 aspirational districts. That sounds like a big deal for financial inclusion at the grassroots level.
It absolutely is. This highlights precisely how their core business aligns directly with national priorities. It provides a really strong tailwind for their CRA services and just deepens their integral role.
Okay, let's shift to tax services then. This segment delivered INR 100 crore in revenue, growing 2% year over year. Now, 2% might seem modest.
Especially compared to 16% in CRA.
Right. But the surprising fact, I thought, was that in a segment as mature, as government mandated as PAN card issuance, they actually gained market share,
Yeah, that's interesting.
nearly 80 basis points, so 0.8% of the market just in one quarter, from 58.2% in Q4 FY25 to 59.0% in Q1 FY26.
In a mature market, gaining any share is significant. It shows efficiency and maybe better service.
And just to give everyone a concrete idea of the scale here, Protean issued roughly 1 crore PAN cards.
10 million.
10 million PAN cards in Q1 FY26 alone. That's just a staggering volume.
It really underscores their quiet yet immense scale.
Yeah.
And that foundational role they play in India's digital governance infrastructure. It's huge.
Okay, next up, identity services. This one's a bit different. It saw robust volume growth, apparently, but the revenue was actually down 14% year over year to INR 24 crore. We know this was hit by slab-based pricing and, general pricing pressure at that foundational level. What does that 14% revenue drop really signify, though? Is it just a temporary blip or maybe a fundamental shift in how these core services are monetized?
That's a critical question. And yes, pricing pressure in core identity services like Aadhaar authentication. It's a real factor globally, not just for Protean. But their strategic response, it seems, isn't just about chasing raw volume anymore.
Okay.
They're leveraging these foundational identities, the PANs, the Aadhaar authentications, to build out higher value software as a service products.
Yeah.
Things like eSign Pro, Rise with Protean.
Value-added services on top.
Exactly. So while the revenue might dip in that base layer, they're actively building a more profitable layer on top. Shifting focus from pure transaction volume towards more value-added digital services, they seem optimistic, tying it into the broader Digital India initiative.
Right, that makes sense. Building up the value chain. Okay, and now for a segment with some truly explosive momentum. New businesses. This area was up a remarkable 101% year over year to INR 11 crore. What on earth is powering that kind of acceleration?
Yeah, double the revenue. What's particularly fascinating here is their strategic focus on open digital ecosystems, ODEs.
ODs like ONDC.
Precisely. ONDC, the Open Network for Digital Commerce, is a prime example. It aims to democratize e-commerce, break down silos. Protean's investing in building platforms for these ODEs, not just in e-commerce, but across mobility, health, agriculture, education, even sustainability. Yeah. It really demonstrates a forward-looking strategy, actively diversifying beyond their core, legacy government services.
And it's not just exploration, is it? They landed a really significant, tangible win here.
The Bima Sugam mandate. Huge.
Yeah, Protean secured a strategic INR 100 crore mandate from the Bima Sugam India Federation, BSF, to build a unified nation-scale marketplace for insurance products and services, a first-of-its-kind digital public infrastructure for insurance. That's massive.
It absolutely is. And it connects directly to this idea of applying their proven DPI expertise, the stuff they learned building PAN and NPS systems, to new, large-scale, critical sectors like insurance. It also points to a strong future order book. They mentioned it stands at roughly INR 300 crore as of June 30th.
300 crore order book.
Yeah, suggesting sustained momentum and, crucially, new growth engines are really starting to fire up.
Okay, let's try and connect these dots now to the wider company strategy. The board meeting on August 6th, it didn't just approve these financials, they also made a key strategic decision, right, about international expansion.
That's right, an additional investment, up to INR 19 crore in Protean International DMCC.
Their wholly owned subsidiary based in Dubai, UAE.
Correct, and this investment is clearly earmarked to fund that subsidiary's needs for international investment opportunities. They're positioning it as a holding company, basically, for their global IT and IT-enabled services across multiple countries.
So a clear signal of global ambitions, then.
Absolutely. A strategic move to leverage their proven DPI success story beyond India's borders and tap into international markets.
Interesting. And on the recognition front, they picked up some awards, too.
Yes, a couple from the ET Brand Equity Brand Disruption Awards 2025, a silver for Best Celebrity Endorsement, and a bronze for Best Communication, highlighting their campaigns.
How important is that kind of recognition? Does it actually move the needle?
I think it adds important credibility and visibility, especially for a company operating at this scale, venturing into new markets, securing huge mandates like Bima Sugam. Awards like these, strategic partnerships, they reinforce their position as a leader in the DPI space. It enhances trust and brand value, which you definitely need.
Okay. And we also heard from the CEO, Mr. Suresh Sethi. He commented on the, quote, resilient quarter, steady growth, and his pride in that Bima Sugam win. He emphasized a continued focus on innovation, financial inclusion, and delivering long-term value. Standard CEO stuff, maybe, but sounds positive.
It does, but what's truly compelling, I think, is seeing how Protean, with its 30-year history, they've been doing this a long time, building citizen-scale DPIs. is now strategically extending that impact into new critical sectors. They're not just maintaining old systems, they're pioneering new ones.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they're reinforcing India's own visionary DPI framework,
Mm.
which is built on open standards and protocols and is, frankly, gaining a lot of global recognition itself.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've seen a company that's not just growing revenue and profits, but is strategically expanding its reach, deepening market share in key areas like CRA services, venturing into exciting new digital ecosystems like insurance, like e-commerce through ONDC. Protein's really showing that its unique model of building this foundational digital infrastructure isn't just robust, it's highly adaptable too.
Yeah, our deep dive into Protean eGov technologies really reveals a company that's, well, financially very robust, strategically agile, and playing a truly pivotal role in India's evolving digital public infrastructure. Their ability to secure major new mandates, like Bima Sugam, and start expanding internationally, all while carrying zero debt. It really positions them well for continued relevance and growth in the years ahead.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Consider how companies building this kind of foundational digital infrastructure, like Protean, are quietly reshaping the everyday experience for millions, from how you manage your taxes, how you access Social Security, and soon maybe even how you buy insurance. What other aspects of our daily digital lives might be transformed by similar foundational infrastructure plays in the near future?